Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is beat that like button like it owes you money before watching this, so it reaches a wider audience. Also, before I get on with the memes, first a word from today's sponsor, the MGTOW Book Collection Part 2. Whether you're getting camel toe in Cambodia, banging babes in burqas in Turkey, or taking Polaroids of ladyboys in Thailand, Luca Vendetti has a series of books to make you live the dream. His new 3-booklet series includes How to Live on $500 a Month in Cambodia, Turkey, and Vietnam, in addition to his classic How to Retire on $200K in Southeast Asia. He also has the MGTOW book. Visit MGTOWbooks.com and use the promo code SANDMAN to get 10% off. Now available in 4 formats: PDF, Mobi for Kindle, EPUB, and text-to-speech MP3. Sponsor link is down below. And now on with the memes. Number 1, the creators of the Hawk 2 video want recognition, claiming they missed out on viral fame. We was Hawk 2 and stuff. Sticking a camera in somebody's face, or a boomstick for that matter, doesn't make you famous. I guess we're living in a world with DEI, or didn't earn it, YouTubers. Because you know what exactly should they be famous for? Asking some questions, perhaps. They should just be happy they made some ad revenue and subs from the whole ordeal, and move on. Moving on, this woman wants to sterilize all men with a reversible vasectomy. That'll only get reversed if a woman agrees to have a child with this man. After the birth, the father is then forced to have another vasectomy. She says it's about time we controlled men's bodies. This is how women could prevent incel men from reproducing and turn many more men into permanent basement dwellers. Whatever happened to my body, my choice? Oh, that's right. It only applies to women. This is how women think when their only friends are boxed wine and 10 cats. Number 3, this is what happens to a woman when she's arrested and the police force doesn't let her put a filter on the mugshots. She went from looking like a Vanessa to a Consuela. She's quite the handsome looking woman in this. In the picture on the right, she's still wearing fake up. Imagine what she would look like if she was forced to take it off for this mugshot too. Up next, in Hawaii, a scuba diver was hospitalized after putting his penis in a clam while recreational diving. Statistically, he's much less likely to contract an STD, so let's not judge him too quickly. When they asked him what happened, he clammed up. If you wonder why his face also looks like that, it's either because he either tried eating it, or he's just a Hawaiian. Maybe he also has a shellfish allergy caused by the clam slamming shut on his swing. Number 5, apparently having a loving family is now considered an unfair advantage. How do they suggest solving this so-called problem? Make all households single-parent households, perhaps. If they tried this, then most men would use surrogates, and then the communists would complain that kids having a male father have an unfair advantage. You can't win with these crazies. Commies believe that the family unit is part of the capitalist system, and that it needs to be destroyed. Moving on, why is it that whenever women are photographing an object or place, they put themselves in front of it? It's clearly for the attention, but then they complain that men only treat them as sex objects. So by that definition, there are actually 2 objects in this picture. Technically, this woman wants to photograph herself and show off, but if there's something in the background, then she has plausible deniability that her desire for attention wasn't the real reason she took this picture. Number 7, this left-wing German politician was raped by migrants, but lied about her attacker's nationality so that it wouldn't encourage racism. This is awful because she's basically enabling it to happen to other women as well because she didn't rat out her attackers. They need to jail her for this because she's basically complicit in the crime even though it was against her. Also, she didn't seem to have any problems stoking hatred towards German men. Up next is the difference in the upper body of Trudeau versus Pierre Poilievre, the future Prime Minister of Canada. One guy looks like a ribeye steak while the other is plant-based meat. Either that or cheap brand hot dogs. But I still think the best comparison is Alberta AAA beef versus a soy boy salad. Or perhaps man versus beta boy. Trudeau looks like he couldn't even outrun my 70-year-old mom. Number 9, we have a Lonely Fools model and she says it's free to come see her pregnancy. It's the kink that makes a lot of money, so that's why she's cashing in before she pops. I would say that because women are acting like this, we need another flood. But that's why they use the rainbow, because it's their immunity card from that flood. But I'll settle for a zombie apocalypse where the baby passes away and eats its way out of her. Moving on, according to Armani, if you're a man that gets cheated on, suck it up. because no woman wants a crybaby that's going to leave her because he was cheated on. So this is where we're at. Men being cheated on, leaving their partners, getting shamed for doing so. But if the man cheats, then the woman needs to take the man's house, money, and never let him see his children again. Sounds about right. If she cheats, dump her. This sounds like what might have happened to Armani. I wonder who hurt her. Number 11, with the Olympics in full swing, do you think it's too late for France now? The only way the left can be stopped at this point is to get leftists to start fighting each other. But then again, when I was there 20 years ago, it already looked like it was too late for Paris. It was still a beautiful city, even though there were pickpockets everywhere. But now people tell me that there are so many homeless there that it's no longer worth going to. Why do migrants always go to the most beautiful places? Up next, Asian American residents in Brighton Beach in Chicago are furious about illegal migrants coming into their neighborhood after 87% of them voted for Biden in 2020, and they will vote for him again. Remember, it's blue no matter who. At least when a single party has been in power in Chi-Town for 90 years, you know who to blame. That won't help though when you're stupid enough to vote for them yet again. These people should be prohibited from moving to red states. Number 13, Red says that in terms of influence, the dance moves Taylor Swift has are better than Michael Jackson's. Jackson destroys her any day of the week because she dances like an 8-year-old girl at a sleepover. Besides, Michael Jackson is better at being a white woman than Swift is. Given the choice, I'd choose the pedo over the pathetic. She's also nowhere near as good as molesting today's youth. Given how bad her music is these days, being slightly above average like Swift makes her an instant superstar. Moving on in the West, we have gay pride parades, while Poland has winged Huser parades. I hope I pronounced that properly. To think that everyone used to call the Polish stupid, and now they have the last laugh. Number 15, a mom that kicked her kids out at the age of 18 tries to move in with them now, especially as she doesn't have any money. One of her kids says she told them that a healthy working age person should not be freeloading. I'm sure that many millennials can't wait to treat their boomer parents the way they treated them. Maybe that's why boomers are America's fastest growing homeless population. I suspect we're going to see a lot more strong independent homeless women in the future. Moving on, a guy that was put in the friend zone snitched on the woman that put him there. She was his drunken coworker, and he called the cops on her. Men need to do more of this. This is the kind of stuff that women pull on men all the time. The only difference is that when this woman gets out of jail, she's going to tell all her female and white knight coworkers about him doing this to her. And 85 to 90% of the office will turn against him. He should have just done it anonymously. Number 17, the Walt Disney Company needs to die. They say they're all about being inclusive, but no white males are allowed. Their stock's price-to-earnings ratio is 106, and they're a media company. That's more than twice Amazon or Netflix, and those are tech companies. Woke hedge funds are keeping them afloat at this point. They're going woke, but their ESG score is keeping them from going broke. Bob Iger is reportedly exhausted and overwhelmed after multiple box office flops. They will only get worse. Moving on, Congress is thinking of forcing women to register for the draft, and it's sparking a backlash from women. So much for equality. They will just be a free girl for the enemy troops that capture them. If women aren't forced into the draft, then what's going to stop men from just identifying as women and getting out of serving? But seriously, women only want to pick and choose to do the good things that men do. Number 19, a woman wants a white man that's above 6 feet tall, an IQ of 140, six-figure income, and in good shape. Only 0.78% of white men meet that criteria. She didn't even add single instead of men that are married or those that are gay. Then it must drop to at least 1/4%. But don't worry, lady. If you wait long enough, he's going to show up. Why would a guy like that want to date and marry a woman that's a 6? She's either going to settle or start drinking boxed wine with her cats. Up next, according to new research, red meat is not a health risk. Probably brought to you by the meat lobby. For me, it's inflammatory and makes my eczema flare up and become painful. Otherwise, I'd eat it every day because when I ate steaks for 10 days straight last year, I felt better than I have my entire life. I don't think it was shoddy research that said it was bad. I think it was deliberate left-wing lies. Number 21, this Kentucky dad of quintuplets is shamed for walking his kids on a leash. There's nothing wrong with this. Also, why isn't their mother doing this? I bet she does, but no one shames her. This is what a responsible parent looks like. The women criticizing him are just looking to stir up some drama. My mother used to do this to my brother at the mall because he used to run off on his own. That was one kid. Imagine 5. Moving on, someone asks, what's your favorite Oprah moment? And someone says that one time when the police found human remains and evidence of cannibalism at her LA home after she sold it in 2013. I don't know about that, but when I saw her in person during some interviews, the only person she stopped to talk to was a black woman at the end of the press gallery. Talk about being biased and racist. That was my favorite Oprah moment. Number 23, it looks like the passport bros are evolving as this man went to the Amazon and seduced this tribe. Unfortunately, even Amazon tribes have recently been using Starlink and learning about feminism that way. Unfortunately, this story was made up, but there were guys in the past that went to the Amazon and married tribeswomen. One even brought her back to Western civilization and she couldn't handle it. And then she went back to live in the wild. He took the uncontacted pill. Nexus Woman says guys don't believe she's 40 and leave the date after learning that she has children. She wonders if she's going to end up all alone. Well, if she means single without a man, that depends on if the kid is a African or not. But she'll never technically end up alone because she can always go to a shelter and adopt a cat. Plus, there are always simps out there willing to settle down with her if she would just lower her standards. Number 25 and the last one, we have Stalin and Mussolini's granddaughters. Stalin's granddaughter looks like she's right out of Mad Max, although her boomstick looks like a toy and tiny. She's 44, living in Portland, Oregon, and runs an antique shop and is also Buddhist. Living on the left coast made her look kinda crazy. Either that or she's dressed up in a tank girl costume. Mussolini's granddaughter is classy. I wonder what the Austrian painter's granddaughter would have looked like if he had her. Oh well. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the PayPal and Subscribestar links below. It really helps out. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.